Gobble down the gay communist slop Xbox is feeding you like a good little sheep.
Andy Pants Gaming. What's going on, handsome? I'm back to make fun of you a little bit.
So if you are seriously still denying that there has been a demasculinization and a pussification of games the past 20 years, you are either coping, gay, or straight up lying to yourself at this point.
See, I couldn't be paid to watch the rest of this video because I know it's the same boring talking points that I've shit on multiple times. I do love this photo you whipped up though, and I want to talk about it real quick. And this one's gonna break your little Christian heart, but that game in the bottom left, Katamari, that franchise started in 2004, the year that you love so much. Tough break. Trials of Mana there in the top right. Remake of a 90s game. This isn't looking good, Andy boy. Assassin's Creed has nothing to do with being gay. Just a black guy. Def Jam Fight for New York has plenty of those. Ghost of Yotei, again, nothing to do with gay people. Just a woman. The middle photo of the Valorant characters kissing, that's a fan photo. Has nothing to do with the game. Those characters are not canonically gay. Photo above that with Reyna with the pride flag behind her. Again, random photo from the internet. Reyna's not gay in the game. I actually responded to this embarrassing photo on Twitter with some different releases from 2024, a list of games that match your view of masculinity pretty well. But for some reason, you seem to not highlight those games. You don't talk about the releases that fit into your mold of a game that would be enjoyable to your standards. Instead, you spend all your time talking about the games that are not meant for you, the games where you're obviously not the target audience, in the same way you don't talk about a game like The Sims from 2004. See, I know that your whole image is fake and it's pandering, and you know that too. Like, I don't believe that you're that stupid, but you've cultivated an audience that thinks you're genuine and speaks with intelligence. And there's people who would say, well, why entertain the rage bait? See, Andy Pants has nothing interesting to bring to the table in terms of content. He's made the same exact video 10 times in a row because he's hit some momentum and needs to capitalize off that wave. But because he's not interesting or informed, he just has to repeat the same 10 sentences in every video he makes. He hasn't even tried to bring new points to the table because there is none. So I'm here to document the whole thing. In a couple of months, when you and your audience are bored of the same repetitive video being uploaded and you're forced to transition into talking about something else, I'm here to see how no one actually cares what Andy Pants Gaming has to say. How the only reason these people care about you right now is because you're helping them live out their bigoted dreams. And once that river dries up and you have to actually do something, you realize you're right back to where you were before it all. And I think it's going to be a lovely ride. Also, just a pro tip, if you're going to take on the role of being YouTube's Mr. Masculine Alpha Chad, maybe think of changing your name. Andy Pants Gaming sounds like some fairy sus liberal shit, and we can't have that. Would love to cook you again sometime. We'll talk soon. Kisses.
You see, this is why I love DQ Roman. DQ Roman knows what the fuck he's talking about. He knows all the stuff that he's saying is absolutely true. When fucking weird ass grifters come into the fucking gaming industry or try to talk to the gaming community about something they don't know about, I'm not going to be talking about Andy Pants Gaming though. I'm going to be talking about two major prominent ones that I hate with a major passion in my heart, that I wish nothing but the worst for. SmashJT and Grummz. Now, a lot of my videos are based off from No DQ Roman's actual TikToks. I do like his content. If you have not, please subscribe to his YouTube channel. But the first person I'm going to talk to is SmashJT. SmashJT is an absolute weirdo grifter that I don't even know where the fuck he's from besides YouTube. I see a actual website where he has people, you know, employed by him. And in my opinion, I can say this straightforward. Those people who are employed by him need to find a better job and a better person to work under. It goes to a point where this guy goes ahead and uses AI art and try to change things that are, you know, already, you know, added in a game, like the Spider-Man 2 game. Now, for instance, with the actual AI art that he either shared or used, it was in regards to, as I said, Spider-Man 2. You took the character who was you know, I wouldn't say visually, I was like say like they are deaf. They are a deaf character, and he used sign language to talk. He did everything from changing the character's skin color to the physical appearance into increasing the bust size of this character. And this is really off. And it's also another one where he takes, you know, there is a mission in regards to helping someone ask someone to prom. and they are the same sex relationship, two males, and in the process of that, he switched them to regular female and male relationships. Now, in my opinion, that's very bigoted. In my opinion, that is very, very off. But if you guys don't believe me, take a look at this.
Well, we got gamers being weird again. PC mods working overtime to save gaming. SmashJT, you are 45 years old with a wife. Straight up unacceptable behavior. Fantasizing about video game characters as a married, middle-aged man. The fuck are we doing? If I found out my father acted like this on the internet, I would be ashamed. I cannot respect him as an authority figure in the same way. Now, we can ignore the fact that these aren't even mods. These are just AI photos. Instead, I want to ask, what is with the over-sexualization of women in games? Why do y'all feel it's so necessary for your video game women to be these caricatures of what women actually are? Sure, attractive characters are fine, it's okay, but I promise you it's also okay that some of your characters look like regular people. Women in games don't exist simply as fan service to losers beating it to Rule 34 all day. I don't want to play as ugly characters. I don't want to see ugly characters in my games. Fella, I promise you, all of these female characters y'all call ugly look better than you do in real life. So are you going to be understanding if society tells you you should never show your face in public because of how you look? Y'all are big dumb. Kisses though.
You see, I didn't have to say a damn thing. I didn't have to say anything. Like seriously, like he just stated everything for me. Like there's nothing else I can really say. All I can say is that with SmashJT, what is weird to me is that a 50-year-old man, as you go ahead and make these, like you share these stupid ass freaking Twitter posts, and it gets to a point where it's like, if this is what you need for gaming, just to have a girl with such big, like a big chest, a nice firm ass, a good looking woman, where not, let's be real, like that's probably less of what you would get, or possibly less of what you married. Let's be real. If you need that to play a game, gaming is not for you. There's so many characters in this world that are female, that are different shapes, different sizes, that we all love. Like seriously, like there's no other way to put it. Like I know a lot of people love the hell out of Samus Aran. There's no way that people cannot love Samus Aran. People like Lilith from Borderlands, and you know she's not even that great looking of a character, but she's still one of the best characters in Borderlands. People like Mose, people like Maya, people like all different types of characters, different sizes. Hell, people like Ellie, freaking goddamn Scooter's sister, and look how big she is, because she's fucking awesome. It comes more of the idea of gaming is supposed to be about, in a sense, where not just what the characters look like, because that's all you're focused on. It's about the story. It's about, you know, the gameplay. It's about, you know, the design of it, how you feel about it. Because when you judge a game based off of things only like, oh, well, the characters look ugly, or the character is ugly to me, based on your personal appearance, my guy, we are never going to go ahead and be able to critique video games properly, because you have this dumb mindset. You have this childish mindset, which in my opinion, I'm surprised you're married. Because this childish mindset is like literally to a point where I'm trying to figure out why you are in a relationship, or why someone was stupid enough to marry you. Now, the next person I'm going to speak to and speak about is someone that is very prominent in the gaming industry and on the Twitter board, or Twitter social media. Jesus Christ, I can't even call it that. It's not like a fucking hellhole. And then Elon Musk is like, I want it to be called X. Like, no, you already fucked up the name of this platform, and you fucked up the name of your child. We don't need to be calling it X. As I was saying, we're going to be talking about my good friend, Grummz. Or should I call him Mark Kern? Now, Mark Anthony. I'm going to call you Mark Anthony because I don't respect you enough to call you just regular Mark Kern. I'm going to call you Mark Anthony because you sing like a bitch on stupid things on Twitter. So this is weird to me. This is a guy who actually had part in actual Blizzard. I think this was during Diablo 2, and then he was part of Firefall. Which I tried to look for information on Firefall. Couldn't find a goddamn thing. Does anybody remember Firefall? Yeah, me neither. This is another guy who talks about certain areas in the industry, talking about DEI, talking about woke, talking about other companies, to a point where this man thinks he has some place to do so. The last time you worked on a big project was Diablo 2. Diablo 2. That was like, what, like, I don't know, what, like 30 years ago? Like at least 30 years ago? And then you still want to have an opinion on something that's going on now, where you haven't even been in the gaming industry since the early 2000s. Okay? If you're working on a project right now, then I want to know, because obviously, apparently, people would choose your game right now that you're working on that took 8 years, $1 million, and it looks like a PS2 game. Apparently, you're asking people if they will play your game over the new Avowed. Oh my god! Wow. You know, I'm suffering from pneumonia, and that made me almost cough up a lung, literally. That would have cured my pneumonia. Like the fact that your game looked like this. Mark Anthony, I can see you have not been very so close into the gaming industry like you used to be, because obviously oh yeah, by the way, I made fun of that, yes, because one, that looks like a PS2 fucking game. All right, the fact that I went underwater, it doesn't even look like it's underwater, and you spend like almost like $1 million on it, 8 years. Jesus fucking Christ almighty. Oh, by the way, Grummy Bear, I just want to let you know, because I see that when people don't like your product, or apparently you've been scamming a lot of people out of that, and you get called out for it, you have a tendency of threatening people on social media. And yes, it's a threat, because you wouldn't have called someone a pussy for declining that. And you know what? Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh on him and SmashJT, but there's a major reason of why I'm being definitely hard on these pieces of shit. Now, I'm going to explain to you why, and I'm going to show you why. So, let's go ahead and go back to No DQ Roman real quick.
Should have been Spear Chucker Studios. It would have made more sense.
This was a comment made in reference to a game studio owned by a black man, Abu Bakr Salim. Call it Spear Chucker Studios. This comment was made by a guy named Ryan Roger Athay. Here's that same guy referring to Middle Easterns with a few different slurs. Seems like a really fine gentleman, right? Really likable guy. It's probably why his YouTube channel is popping off like crazy right now.
Abu Bakr Salim is making headlines again in the game industry for not taking well to a conversation about him.
Well, yeah, because the talking that was going on about him was making jokes about the color of his skin. I don't know too many people who would be understanding of that.
And he didn't take too well to people talking about him.
We were roasting a brownie together, ladies and gentlemen. His name sounds like a Palestinian alarm clock.
Once again, falling back on old reliable racism.
Sing us the song, you're the colored man.
All these other things going wrong with him, instead of looking inward and wondering how he can be better himself.
Hey, fuckhead, you were in that call. Of course you're not going to side with him. You were laughing along with these geeks. The situation has nothing to do with him taking accountability. It has everything to do with your bum friends. This is one of my gripes with the internet, was before the internet, these people were still around, but you didn't know it because they stayed in their house all day, talking to themselves in their padded rooms. You didn't even know they existed. existed. These people weren't brave enough to come outside and have these types of conversations because nobody would entertain them. They'd just be laughed right back off to their dungeons. The internet has introduced us to them and given these people fake meaning to their lives. Oh, 6 people like to comment on me being blatantly racist. Let me keep doing that. Every single one of these guys, Ryan, SmashJT, Will of the Fans, you're all clowns that tuck your tail the second someone calls you out on your bullshit. People are holding you accountable for being racist, and your response is, nah, the black man just can't take criticism. Little kids and grown men bodies.
Gentlemen, why are we in that conversation? Why are we there when those racial comments were being made? And the person that actually posted this, saying that the actual, I would say, director or the actual game developer that they're talking about should be looking inward instead of being upset about the comments, that was SmashJT. Why are we in this conversation where racial remarks are being made based off of what the guy's skin color is or where he's from? I can go ahead and deal with the stupid comments that you guys have made because we already know they're fucking dumb. But being racist with the panel right there, yeah, you guys can instantly fuck yourselves. You guys automatically can fuck yourselves. And seriously, I really hope who sees this really understands that this is not needed. This is not something that we accept in the gaming industry or in the gaming community. This is not what we accept. Now, let me put this in a serious note. You two are a major blight to fucking content creators and the gaming community. Especially you, Grummz, in the gaming industry. In which I am glad that your project is not going the way it is. Because I promise you, that $1 million plus project that you have for you doing 8 years, I'm promising you, I'm going to go ahead and keep up with the ideas of what's going on in that project. I'm going to keep up with how good it does. And guess what? It's going to get criticized. Whether good or bad, I'm going to criticize the shit out of it, Grummz. And guess what? For you being in the gaming industry and for you saying what you say on Twitter and for you being present for the negative shit being said on that panel, instantaneously, don't come back. We don't need you in the gaming industry. We don't need you in the gaming community. And I'm telling you right now, Mark, you need to stay the fuck away from people. Because that's not how you act towards people. And that's not how you act, you know, when it comes to like certain like places that oppose your ideals. Now for SmashJT, you are almost 50 fucking years old worrying about how a woman's body shape or how a woman should look in a video game and this and that. We should be worried more about what your wife looks like or how she does anything to go ahead and keep you happy in your relationship. That's the only woman you should be worried about in your life aside from your mom. Which God forbid, like, you know, if your mom somehow is still in this world, you know, because you're almost 50, so it's possible. My goodness. The fact that she, and this is weird, the fact that she doesn't see how much of a weirdo and a clown her son is, it's very, 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 very off for me. Because, for instance, if you were my dad or my sibling and you did this stuff, I'm going to be looking at you with such a fucked up, like with a fucked up look that I wouldn't be able to talk with you. It's weird. These aren't aspects that make the gaming industry or the gaming community better, gentlemen. Because guess what? It doesn't do anything to change that. Those criticisms that you guys are stating, it doesn't help anybody get better at their job when you're saying that it's not that good of apparently their job, they're not doing it. Apparently you guys are saying they're not doing it. Apparently you guys are saying they're not doing a great job on it. And you know, what's funny to me, talking about this situation, I stutter. I go ahead and I go off the freaking script. I don't even have a script. I'm saying it straightly from my head, straightly from my heart. This is ridiculous. This isn't what gaming is about. Gaming is for everyone. Gaming is for people to enjoy it, you know, to have fun. You guys talk about wokeness and DEI that does not exist in gaming. And yes, I'm going to say it again. Wokeness and DEI does not exist in gaming. And with that situation, a lot of people do not understand that. Now, here's my thing with gaming. When people get to the point where they support you, if you are a supporter of Grummz or SmashJT, heavily go fuck yourself. I don't need people to go ahead and take a look at my stuff and be like, oh, you know what, I agree, you know what, but maybe you should look at it in this side. No. When you blatantly go ahead and make racial jokes, where in true honesty, they weren't fucking funny. And you guys are not comedians to make those fucking jokes. When you're trying to make fucking racial jokes about someone who's just doing their job and doing their passion, and based off their skin and based on where they're at, it's fucking weird. Especially with you, Mark Kern, you were born in Taiwan. So if someone were to go ahead and make fun of you based on where you were born at, how would you feel? These guys are the biggest clowns in the gaming industry, and they need to be gone from the gaming industry. They need to be gone from the gaming communities. And trust me, I'm going to make it my fucking life's work, and I'm going to make it my job to make sure that these two clowns are fucking gone. That's a promise.